Hey, it's Mike. I'm back. I'm ready to go. Hey, it's Ann. How you doing? Good to see you. Uh, Glad to see that you're here. Fake human. Good to see you're here. Let's see. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got like 10 videos to get to. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. A lot of stuff that just came up. So this is going to be fun. Stuff I haven't seen yet. So I'm going to get right to the opening, let a few people arrive, and we'll be right back right after this opening. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
There we go. Hey, what do we got? We got Weird Planet. Hey, good to see you here. Weird Planet. And we got Fake Human chasing after that. Kiwi. And we got Easy Market. Hey, how you doing, Easy Market? I saw you over there at Gora Hari's thing. I was checking it out. I saw you in there. I saw you giving him a hard time. Okay, so Stone Age. Yeah, adult play Stone Age. Playing with those dolls in the pool and Indra Yumna Swami with his little ladle. With his little ladle. It's too funny, the little ladle. Okay, so what do I got here? I got a lot of cool stuff. Learning about cults. I'm going to be learning about cults here. And then I got some other stuff. Let's see. I got some Krishna stuff. So, speaking of this, speaking of this Gora Hari guy, okay? So some people don't think it's, he's that serious or whatever. And I found this. This is something I just found. So I didn't realize this. This is something new to me. But I suspected that this was going on. So I wanted you to check this out. Here we go.
My name is Taylor Marie. I am 26 years old. I am a mental health therapist in Colorado, specializing in narcissistic abuse and cult recovery. I am a cult survivor of an online cult, a fully online cult, for 2 years. I escaped last May, and I have been rebuilding my life and my career ever since then.
Well, fantastic. And, when you mention online cults, some people are like, can that be a cult? So first of all, why don't you take a few moments and define what you mean by online cult as opposed to, I suppose, an in-person cult, and what that looks like and how you got caught up in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would say that there is very little difference between an online cult and an in-person cult, except for the ways that you communicate and have contact with other members and the cult leaders. The influence is pretty much the same. The levels of control is pretty much the same. The way that they recruit and maintain members is fully online compared to in person. So you find them online or they find you. They love bomb you and wow you online, and then they bring you into an online community. It's very often through live streams, through chat rooms, but all the same, they create that sense of belonging. You communicate with other people through social media or the online platform, and then once you're in it, you're in it. So it's essentially the same. And my theory, it's a working theory. I would love to conduct a research study on this one day. But I think that the methods of control are all relatively the same, except for the behavior control in terms of what you wear, who you talk to. Well, not so much who you talk to, because my cult told us who we couldn't talk to, but what you eat. It's more of like that behavioral control that's a little bit more difficult for online cults. So I have this theory that the information control, thought control, emotional control, financial, all of that is heightened because of the lack of behavioral. They have to compensate for that in other areas. That's just my theory about online cults. I was recruited into my online cult through TikTok. They popped up on my For You page, and the first video that I saw of them, it's two cult leaders, and one of them, they popped up, and what got me was the confidence and the charisma of this person. They were speaking very confidently, very matter of fact, and I felt like I could learn something from them. I was like, wow, like this person has knowledge, like let me learn more about this. So that's really what pulled me in, and it really.
Yeah. So this Gorhari, the Gorhari thing. It sounds like she found somebody just like Gorhari. You know, probably not Bhakti Yoga, but she found somebody uh, 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 online like a Gorhari type person, and she got sucked into it. She said. She said she had to escape. She said exactly the same as a cult. She studies cults, so she knows what she's talking about. But she got. It sounds exactly like Gorhari as far as he recruits people online. They come into this Zoom meeting, the Zoom thing. He controls them. He's got them calling him Guru Dave, and they believe that he's the second coming of Lord Chaitanya or whatever the fuck. But it sounds it sounds exactly like it. I was watching Gorhari while waiting for this stream, just tuning back in. Yeah, you know, I I was watching him. I was looking for something. I wanted to find him saying something, whatever. I just wanted to cue it up, and he was actually. And I was listening to him, and I was going to use the clip, and then he mentioned me. He must mention me all the time. I guess I just. Uh, uh, you can call me Ann. Ann, yeah, hey, great to see you. Oh wait, here it is. Charles, hey, Charles, how you doing? Good to see you here. Um, Jenna Morton, good to see you here. Um, yeah, he is totally batshit crazy, and that's what makes him dangerous. Um, it, it it makes him crazy. I'm sure there are a lot of people that thought that a lot of these cult members, these cult leaders, were crazy, harmless crazy, and they turn out to be dangerous crazy. Okay, they turn out to be like Charlie Manson. They turn out to be David Koresh, Jim Jones. I'm not saying he is. Because what do I know? But all I can say is he's a cult leader. He's the same. The same as them. Um, my sound is kind of off. I don't know. My sound. It's Mike. Your sound is kind of off. You sound as if you're far away and there's noise. I don't know. Everything looks normal, but I believe you. I totally believe you. Here, let me get back to her for a second.
It only took a second to be exposed to them, because when you're scrolling, he just popped up, and that's how it started.
You know, it's so interesting. when I studied this a little bit in graduate school about how, like, when online first started becoming a thing, there was kind of this thinking that maybe like the way human beings did relationships was fundamentally going to change. So, it's always going back through time. The first village censuses that we have records of 150 people to 200 people, right? It's like the 150 to 250 range, because that's like as many relationships as you can hold in your head. And by the way, I lived in a commune that had 250 people. I was little. That's me on the cover of the book there, yeah. And then, like, when Facebook started growing, right, these online communities started growing, for like a short minute, sociologists were like, I wonder if now we're going to have like 5,000 friends, right? Turns out, not so, right? Like, human relationships are basically the same.
Right.
And I think, I spend a lot of time thinking about the difference between, like, when my grandfather was taken off into a cult in the 70s, when if you wanted to isolate an American but still have constant contact with them, you kind of had to take them off to your compound. And back home, everyone was sort of watching the same television, listening to the same radio, so you could be polarized, but you were still kind of a shared reality. But then the internet came along and like sort of fractured all of that. And so it's really kind of almost easier, as you well know, to get sort of isolated in a thought system and then in a group and not even realize it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you say that about the number of friends that you have, because my friend group became my online friends from that group. Like, my in-person friends, I mean, this is a blend of me getting recruited and also moving across the country. Naturally, I moved away from friends and family. However, this online group became my friend group, and we were like 10, 15, 20 people at most. So yeah, it's and then when you're in that group and they're telling you what content you could consume while you're on the social media, that's a little bit about like what TV shows you could watch in the commune, in person, in that group, in that home. So there's a lot of carryover that's really fascinating and interesting to see.
Taylor,
So I hope my sound comes through. Hey, Ileana, how you doing? I hope everything's good with you. We've missed you. We've definitely missed you here, but it's good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I hope my sound is better. Everything looks good. I checked everything. Yeah. So Gorhari living rent free. Yeah, I guess because. Yeah, because I've been saying that he's crazy and that they're crazy and he just can't handle it. He just can't handle it, and he watches everyone. Yes, and he does. He hates on all co-leaders need opposition. Yes, absolutely. He even said, I'm going to hate on Mike. For a long time, Gorhari hated on Cole and Johan. Yeah, because they figured he was they figured he was if he can do it, they can do it too. Like, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So okay, so this girl, so it's really interesting. So this girl got into this cult. Okay, this girl got into this
you
cult.
mentioned the charisma of the people that were doing these TikToks and that they recruited you. Did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them and they responded? What did that interaction look like online in a virtual space? Because a lot of times when you're in person with these leaders, they absolutely love bomb you and they make you feel special. But I'm wondering how that experience was different, because obviously you were interacting with these people online.
Right, yeah. Similar but different, like a lot of the different tactics that they use. So when they first popped up on my feed, I followed them and their videos started popping up on my page more. And just for context, this former group, they're known as Mystic Rebels. It's a spiritual group. So astrology, tarot, herbalism, holistic wellness,
So pretty much the same type of, it was a spiritual type thing, like a sangha. They got her, but it sounds a lot like where is this? I'm just gonna go right to it, because it sounds exactly like this. Okay, what she's talking about sounds exactly like this.
Locale, your only hope was to meet the real devotees.
Oh boy.
His real associates. Same thing now. Over time, your only hope to be saved is to meet a real associate of Lord Chaitanya and listen to them. Otherwise, you're crying, Lord, Lord, and it takes lifetimes of purification. Yeah, you go to Lord, Lord, Narayan Raj, Radhanath, Lord, 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 and the real Lord's not speaking to you. See? The Lord, their Lord is speaking to you. What is their Lord? The Lord is speculations, usually. Is that a clear take on things? Don't you need to hear clear understanding? That's an empowered devotee, very rare. They speak the real word of God without compromise. That's why it's hard to understand here unless you follow the process. That's why, see, this Mike, he thinks he understands what's going on here. This idiot, a complete idiot. Thinks he understands everything, and he doesn't even show our video. He gives you a glimpse, and then he gives this horrible lying purport on it.
Yeah, it's what I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do that right now because that's what I do. That's what I do. I show cult people like you and like Radhanath and like Hridayananda, and I goof on them. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. That's what we do.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
But you know what? He thinks, like, again, he calls me a liar, okay? But I just want to point out to you, because you're watching, you fuckface, to him and his followers and everybody out there. He talks about a parampara and he preaches from Prabhupada's books, but he doesn't follow Prabhupada's instructions because Prabhupada never says that he's going to come to anybody in a dream and make them a guru. So while he's talking about the book Bhagavad and the person Bhagavad, and you got to hear from the right source and the right this and the right that, this guy's a dreamer. So he can't even follow his own instructions about being in a parampara or being in disciplic succession. He's none of that. He's a dreamer.
He didn't have that dream. I did.
He says he had a dream. And nowhere in Prabhupada's books does he say, you can become a guru when I appear to you in a dream. It's as simple as that. He thinks he's higher than Prabhupada. Yeah, he thinks he's higher than Prabhupada because he would have to be higher than Prabhupada. That's why he relies on this dream. Because if he answered to Prabhupada, he couldn't do it because he's not. He doesn't have a guru. He's not in the disciplic succession. He's not anything. So he has to dream it. So naturally, that dream puts it in his deluded mind. That dream puts him above it. But I just want to say, this guy is no different. When I listen to him talk, because I was listening to him when he started talking about this bullshit. When my name popped up,
See, and speculative, and he just spins it just like a fucking politician.
oh, there's your holy man. There's your holy man using the saying I'm a fucking I'm like a fucking politician.
How dare he do things like that? But they do.
Cheap,
uh, this guy, this
cheap,
guy's,
cheap, cheap.
Yeah, not only that, it's called cheat, cheat, cheat.
and but he's the cheater because I'm not. All I'm doing is I'm just showing him and explaining what these guys do. This is what cult leaders do. This is what cult leaders do. Um, and this is how they manipulate everybody. And this is what this girl is talking about. She got wrapped up in the same friggin' thing. An online cult, and she said she had to escape. You can go and you can here, I'll get the if you want to, and it's Knitting Cult Lady. So if you want to watch it, here I'll put the link over here. There you go. I guess I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so that's Giggity Hari there. That's
All right.
so I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch a little bit of it, and I was kind of shocked at how similar it was to the whole her experience with the whole Gora Hari thing. So that's it is pretty interesting. Uh, uh, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out. So now I want to get to Knitting Cult Lady, and this is interesting too. Cult hopping. This is the subject of cult hopping. There you go.
So cult hoppers are people that go from like one extreme group to another extreme group. Sometimes they are cult babies like me, who grew up in the Children of God religious cult and then went into the cult of the U.S. Army. I've actually found since publishing Uncultured that it's quite common to grow up in high demand organizations, especially religious-based organizations, and then go into the U.S. military and do quite well. But one of the things that happens is until we deconstruct, right? Until we spend, I call it the decade of deconstruction, basically a 10-year period figuring out who we are, why we were in a cult, and what impacts that had on our personality and identity, we generally tend to keep cult hopping into different kinds of culty groups. It's kind of like the extremism is in recession, but then it can just pop right back in. As we talked about, both me and Dr. Stephen Hassan in this article done by Rolling Stone about the cult of MAGA. Right. So, and in fact, one of the things I have done with my most recent book, The Culting of America, where I give you the tactics that cults use, part of that is to give you the language to understand what you went through. And then we also made the first of its kind deconstruction workbook for reclaiming your mind. Of course, that's not going to completely stand in for the 10 years of deconstruction, but I think it gives people a place to start. And I actually made that specifically with MAGA in mind. But there will be things you discover about yourself. So for me specifically, it was like jonesing for a mission, right? People think from the outside that extremism or being in a high demand group is awful. But in fact, much like smoking, it feels really good. Extremism feels really good. Humans love being surrounded by people that look like them and think like them and are reassuring them that their life has meaning, they're on the right path, and here's this mission. And so I realized that I had been trained from birth to have this mission and have this very strong enmeshed community around me, something which was replicated in the military. And so when I was trying to live a regular civilian life, I kind of felt like I was falling apart. And I really had to name a couple things. Number one, I didn't get to form an identity because I had been in a high demand group during my formative years. There's a thing called delayed adolescence that a lot of us cult babies have to go through. Someone once commented to me, why can't I tell if you're in your 20s or your 50s? And I said, yeah, I think that's a good description of cult babies, right? You have to figure out who you are. You have to do wacky things and wear wacky things. And I always say, if you never got to slam the door as an adolescent and tell your parents you hated them, you've got some adolescencing to do still. So I had to identify that.
And I have to say, I don't know why the sound is good on some videos, the sound is bad on other videos. But when you do leave a cult, because your identity and everything, you're so wrapped up in the cult that when you leave, you do feel like you feel empty, like zero, like there's just you have nothing and no one, and there's a lot of she's right. The extremism does feel good. Being told, in a way, having your life, regimented and being told what to do and that what you're doing is the right thing, and don't worry, have faith, just keep doing, just keep chanting and reading and serving, and there's something, like you just turn off your mind. You're not thinking. You're just wasting you're just wasting your life away. And when you come out of it, it's like you're a lot of time, for me, and I know a lot of people feel this way, is that they have nothing. Their life is empty, and a lot of times people go cult hopping, or they go cult shopping, and I know a lot of Hare Krishnas will end up I did that. I was doing that because I was looking for a specific. I did that the last time. I was looking for a specific subject that I wanted to clip from him, and he was going fast, and that's when all of a sudden he mentioned me, and I was like, okay, I'll clip that. I'll just clip that part. Yeah, I can't listen to him. I know. It's unbearable to watch and listen to Giggity and his roundabout conspiracy theory. So this is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say before. But yeah, you feel empty and zero when you leave, and there's nowhere, and it's tough. And that's why going back it's almost like a Giggity Hari or Ritvik or Narayan Maharaj or some other thing can be comforting, even if maybe you're not. These ISKCON rejects, they can't shake it. For whatever reason, I can understand. Some people are they're not ready. Whatever it is, they're just. I don't understand it, but I'm trying to be nice. But you can't expect someone in a cult to think if their thinking cap is nowhere to be found, or are taken over and confiscated by the cult leader. Many of us were like that, being told what to do. Yeah, you can't change. You can't. There's no magic word or magic thing or magic video or magic anything. But cracks can appear, and then light comes through the crack, and then the cracks get bigger, and that's what happens. And depending on the person and the crack, they either patch it up and pretend like it's not there, or it eventually gets big enough to where they and other cracks and all the cracks, and then everything just crumbles at some point, or they just patch the cracks up and pretend like they're not there. But yeah, that's the thing, is you can't expect Guru Hari or his followers to realize that they're mentally ill and and that they're delusional. You can't. I mean, they understand that we think that. They understand that the world thinks that. They can get to that point, but for them to actually realize that they are nuts, because they're going to go on thinking that we're the nutty ones. They're going to just keep on thinking that we're the nutty ones, and they're the sane ones, wasting away again in Hare Krishnaville. Yep, absolutely, man. Just hey Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. And Ezra, Ezra Barreto, good to see you here, man. Wasting away, just wasting away. Yeah, there's a lot of these. There's a lot of them, and they're like they just can't. They just can't break away. I mean, they can't follow, but they can't leave. That was like my friends, and when I first met, it was like they couldn't follow the four regular principles, and they couldn't live in a temple, but they couldn't give up Krishna and believing in all the brainwashing. That they couldn't do. Yeah, they don't listen to logic. Any criticism just gives them more fuel. But you know, maybe one day there'll be a crack. Like, you know, that's it. You know, that's all I can say. maybe one day it'll sink in. I mean, I heard for a long time that Hare Krishna, while I was in it, that Hare Krishna was a cult, and I kept believing that it wasn't. We're 5,000-year-old tradition. We're Vedic. It's a branch of Hinduism. It's this and that and wah 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 wah. And then and I heard, you know, I heard that the consensus that people thought that Hare Krishna was a cult, but we were convinced there wasn't a cult. But then one day we were like, yeah, it is a cult. It is. So I believe that these Gaurahari people, all these people, will be that will. I believe that they're all just this far from being where we are. Like Lalita, Ganga, and these other nuts, they're like this close. They're like this close. They're you know, because other people these other people have fallen away. So I believe that they. Okay, so I misspoke on one of the last streams. I said that CPTSD was cult PTSD, but it's not. It's complex. I meant to say complex, but I say cult because I have cult stuff on the brain. Good rice, yeah, absolutely good rice. Not from Madhavi Devi. You don't get that one. Yeah, you want to get that one. You want to get that one. I came across this, and this explains more about complex religious and complex PTSD, because this is real, and I didn't realize it that it's this deep, that there are videos about this, but this cult and religious abuse and religious trauma messes up people's minds, and like this Gaurahari and like this all of these people, Prabhupada is fucking people's minds up to this day, still to this day.
Hey everyone, it's Mary Brownlee, licensed professional counselor. Today we're going to talk about the impact of religious abuse and complex PTSD. If you're like me, you might have grown up in a family that not only had childhood abuse and neglect, but also had religious trauma. And during the course of my, many years as a trauma therapist, I've treated quite a few clients with complex PTSD. And interestingly enough, a lot of them have religious abuse and trauma in their families.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that every child in the Hare Krishnas has CPTSD, complex PTSD. They have and religious trauma, because not only are they in a cult and have complex cult trauma, but they have trauma from their parents, because they're being raised in this cult. So they're having a family. They're having a family dynamic that is dangerous, that is damaging to them, and then they're having their whole societal damage from being in the cult in the cult community, and living either in a gurukula, or living, on Watsika or whatever. It's it's complex. It's CC, PTSD, all A, B, C, D. It's everything. Absolutely. And this woman is. And it's the same with all the new age. Yeah, with the social media. Yeah, she said that they popping up on TikTok and shit. That's just. I don't even want to. I don't even want to think about that.
All right.
Origins as well. So this adds an additional layer to the person who has CPTSD in terms of our purpose and meaning and like the afterlife and like why are we even here on this planet. So not only are we trauma survivors trying to find the answers to those questions, but then if you intersect it with abuse from religious people in our life, it adds a whole other really difficult dynamic in our healing process. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And I hope you really enjoy this. If you stick around till the end, I'll show you another amazing video of my adorable potbelly pig. So again, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the YouTube algorithm push out my videos and for my channel to grow. So if you can watch the entire video, even better, because that really helps that algorithm. So I appreciate all of your support, and let's get right into it.
So what is religious abuse? All right, so religious abuse is any time someone uses their own religious or spiritual beliefs to excessively guilt and shame other people. It's a form of control.
Okay, so I've seen Gorohari do that. I've seen him. I've seen. Let me get on screen for this because we can easily just go down this checklist. So Gorohari and these ISKCON gurus, they definitely use excessive guilt and shame to control others. They do that, and I've seen Gorohari do that himself.
They create an us versus them mentality.
They definitely do the us versus them. We're the demons, and they're the holy people. They're the saintly devotees, and we're the demons.
So there's a lot of judgment and shame, and they discourage independent thought.
Discourage independent thought. Yeah, they told the guy he needed to get his wife in line. What does in line mean? He told her you need to get in line, and you can't come in here and watch these videos. She can't. How dare her come in to these to Mike's live stream? That's offensive. You can't do that.
They don't want people to think too deeply about other faiths or other options or other choices.
Right? Yeah, he says he's the only way. He says if you're not listening, if you're not getting it from him, and all these gurus are the same, if you're not getting it from him, then it's wrong. You're not getting the full thing. You're not really loving God. You're not really loving God. So he discouraged him and all these ISKCON gurus. They discourage other faiths.
They really discourage people thinking for themselves, and they also force individuals to participate in religious practice. He
tells them you got to come into these classes, and you got to tell me that I'm guru, and I'm Maharaj, and I'm Gurudev, and I'm this and I'm that. If they don't do that, then they got to come in. If they miss a couple days, then he questions them. Where were you? What happened? Why aren't you here? He wants to know what's happening. And then he humiliates them online when they don't do exactly what he wants them to do.
If they don't want to. And another big factor is using sin, or the idea of sin, to control children's behavior, other people's behavior, and a fear of damnation or hell, instead of, say, healthy and appropriate.
Yeah, he says, I'm going to hell, we're going to hell, we're demons. We're going to hell. We're blasphemers. All of this stuff. I mean, that's exactly that. Everything that he does, everything that I've seen him do just a 5 minute little thing, is all of these things. This religious abuse. And if you go to any ISKCON lecture, listen to any one of these gurus lecture, you'll hear all of this. You'll hear the guilt and the shame, the us versus them. They'll be discouraging independent thought. They'll be discouraging other faiths. They'll be trying to force individuals to participate in religious practices, telling you about following 4 religious principles and chanting 16 rounds. And if you don't do it, you're not a devotee, or you're not this, or you're not that, you're not loving God. You got to surrender to the guru. You got to bow to his feet, call him this and that, drink the water. And you don't want to commit offenses or sins, and you don't want the Yamadutas to come, and all of this stuff. This is religious abuse, 100%. Bhakti yoga is basically just, that's exactly what it is. It's just abuse. Spiritual abuse, religious abuse. There's no fucking loving God. You want to love God, love the Creator, whatever you want to call it. You don't need all this bullshit from these freaks. You just don't. And if you want to chant, you want to worship an idol or worship a whatever you want, you can do it. Friggin' insanity. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, good to see you, man. ISKCON, can't be a devotee, can't be celibate. Here, let me shame you. Yeah, and it's easy because they can sit there and lecture and talk about sex, and that everybody in there, just about everybody in there, is breaking that regular principle or wants to break it. It's such a manipulation. It's exactly what they do at all Hare Krishna cults. It's abuse. It's religious abuse. I remember when Gorhai came to the chat and told Mike and everyone here that we are adults, that we need to get over whatever we've been through in the cult. Yeah, the guy's an idiot, man. Someone said that. Someone made a comment the other day, I think in the Reddit group or something, about, sorry you had a bad experience. No, it's not. It's not my experience. See that, and that's the thing. If we speak, okay, I speak up and I say, hey, I'm anti-Prabhupada, anti-ISKCON. I'm speaking up. I'm exposing this cult. So immediately they go, well, what did the cult do to you? Well, what difference does it make? Well, they go, well, if the cult didn't do anything to you, why are you speaking out? Well, yeah, no, the cult did do something to me. It did something to my daughter. Well, that's why you're speaking out. You're bitter about you can't win with these people because they're friggin' brain dead cult. They're either cult leaders or cult followers. They mistake humiliation for humility. It's in all cults, whether Hare Krishna, Gaudiya, India, yoga schools, everything, cult personality, worship, God men and God women. It's all cosplay. It's all cosplay. I mean, some yoga stuff is like, if you want to do yoga, like going to the gym, that's that. But rarely is it that. Evidently, that's like a lot of those yoga teachers end up being like cult leaders. They end up being like cult leaders. It's weird. It's strange. Okay, it's just strange. All day rituals, all day mind, body, soul control. Everything's a control. Everything's a manipulation and a control tactic. Everything. They train you so you can beat on yourself every time you think outside the box. And yeah, and they train you to look down on everybody else. I hate this fucking cult. They train you to beat up on yourself for being a human being, and then they train you to hate everybody else. They Prabhupada wants you to hate homosexuals and and karmis in general, but he says he says homosex and all this stuff is, like, why is that included in this in chant? And I just want to chant, and now you're telling me that you're preaching stuff to me that I don't understand why you're preaching some of this stuff. The racism, the sexism, the child marriage. Like, why is this chanting and all this stuff, why does it come along with all this bullshit and all this manipulation and all these regulations, all these rules, all this other crap? Even like with this Gorahari guy, he says, well, you just need ecstatic symptoms. No, you say the same thing. You want me to follow you. The fuck I gotta follow your dumbass for? Like, I can't read English. Like, I can't read Prabhupada's books. Like, I ain't read every bit of Prabhupada's books. I haven't studied everything Prabhupada for 20 fucking years. The nerve of this guy to think that only he understands. This is freaking so stupid. But he's just like Sri Dayananda or any of these other fucks. They think they're the only one that's got it right. So you want to check out this girl? She does. It's called Healing Complex Trauma. Healing Complex Trauma with Mary Brownlee, and I guess she's a psychiatrist or psychologist. It's all day abuse. Yamadutas are like Sasquatch. Like, no one's ever seen one. He's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of gurus. Yeah, that's what I think. Yamadutas are hot, sexy gay dudes in short undies standing behind you with ropes and a whip. Yeah, there's like, they got a name for Yamadutas. It's I think here they call them ladyboys. I'm not sure. Here they're called ladyboys. Hey Travis, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Yeah, that is so 80s or 90s, I guess. The 800 number. I mean, now you just, I don't know. 800 yummy dudas. The dummy dudas. The dummy dudas. Exactly. The retards are us, man. Bring out the Yamadutas, man. Hey, glad to see you here. Thanks for coming back. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, please. Okay, so I did the religious abuse. This one on religious abuse. I got some more. This is a good one too. I like this one because I like it when she gets upset. I love it when knitting cold lady gets upset, and the yummy dudas, the dummy yudas, the dummy yudas. That's what it is. The dummy yudas. Okay. When you're really stupid, the dummy yudas come and take you. That's what happens. And then, instead of the yamadudas, it's the dummy yudas come, and they take you to school. They come and they take you to school. That's what they do. If you're not smart. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. What happened, Jolene? How you doing?
Somebody was so nice as to put together a not very well thought out
accusation of me being a cult leader. And it's probably not well thought out because they're not an expert on cults and haven't even bothered to read anyone's books on them. But I'm going to read y'all the whole thing because you know what? I'm on my period and I got time. And first of all, I'm going to say that accusing a cult expert of being a cult leader because you don't like their popularity and their confidence in what they do or their sales is just about as boring as when people say, ha ha, military intelligence, ha ha. Isn't that an oxymoron? And it's just as boring because one, we hear it all the time, and two, y'all don't put any thought into it. So let's read what you got here, bro. Honestly, with all of your branding and rituals in videos and the apocalyptic way you talk about American as a cult, you're starting to mimic a cult leader. So I'm going to stop you right there. What groups do you imagine that I'm in charge of? Are you just falling prey to that thing where because social media bros decided to name you followers or subscribers that you think I'm now your leader? Because I've asked you all not to do that. I did not sign up to be your leader. Okay. I don't think it would be a stretch to point out how often social media influencers mimic cult leaders in order to build a literal following. Oh, but here's the thing. Cult leaders are not doing it to build a following. They're doing it so that they can take that following, coerce and manipulate you in order to exploit your labor and turn you into a deployable agent to achieve their transcendent mission, okay? Just getting a following, that's called popularity and celebrity, and that's what's pissing you off. And I know, but that's not really my problem.
Yes. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, not everybody's a cult leader. These ISKCON gurus and this Giggity Hare, they want to accuse everybody of being a cult leader because that's what they are. But they don't understand that being a cult expert is not being a cult leader, and being popular is not being a cult leader. Hey, it's Aviator Lochon. Good to see you, man. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. So yeah, Aviator Lochon, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you stop by. Okay, and I did this one. I did that one. Okay, what do we got? I got a different one. What is this one? Okay, so this is a good one. This is, what is this now? Okay, this guy's really good. I just found him. And okay, he is about religious narcissists and how they gaslight people, like this Giggity Hare.
All right.
I know that many of you have felt emotionally and relationally beat up by religious narcissists, and I'm going to address that theme here today. And I specifically want to talk with you about how religious narcissists will gaslight the daylights out of you. Now, before we get all the way into that, I want to kind of pull back and put a perspective on this. Let's keep in mind that narcissists operate with a lot of what I refer to as imperative thinking. And we go back to the dictionary and we remind ourselves that when something is imperative, it's very directive, very command-oriented, do this, don't do that. And we have the imperative words in our vocabulary: have to, must, can't, should, supposed to, ought to, got to, need to, had better. That's the imperative mindset. And as a result, narcissists are drawn towards all sorts of themes and systems that will foster that imperative way of thinking, whether it's in the way that they manage themselves in businesses, or organizations. There's a great deal of imperative inside of politics. Here's the way it has to be. According to me, it can't be any other way. Many times narcissists will approach parenting or family relations with that imperative mindset. And then, of course, we can go straight into religious organizations, and that becomes a breeding ground for imperative thinkers. It's like, oh, well, actually, here we have the ultimate authority figure.
I always travel with this bag to keep my valuables safe. This way, I don't have to worry about.
Oh. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, well, I guess he's done. I guess he's done. I guess he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play anymore. I thought we were having fun. How's my mic? Is it? I don't know what's wrong with the mic. Everything looks fine with the mic. I mean, I don't see where there's any problem. I can check it. I can check it later. But everything looks fine over here. I don't know. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll have to tinker with it, but I'm gonna get to the next video. Okay, not this guy. Hey, AJ, how you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, I apologize for the sound. Evidently, I'm having some sound problems. You sound tinny delayed. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm really going to be upset when I check this back. Yeah, I got Mike Yamadudas. I got Mike Yamadudas coming through. The dummy Udas. Yeah, it's the dummy Dudas inside my mic. I guess I don't know what happened. I guess that's my karma. That's my karma. Sorry for the tinny. Sorry for the tinny sound. Let's get over here to this. This is the same guy. Maybe this one will play. Maybe I don't know what happened.
What was incorrect in
Let me see.
You remember Church Lady on the Saturday Night Live skits from quite a number of years ago, and she had so many strong opinions about what was correct and what was incorrect in the name of God that she would come down really hard on people who didn't think the same as her. Well, actually, a while back, I met her. Now, not the one that was on Saturday Night Live, but I met this lady who was probably in her mid-70s or so, and she had a conundrum that she was talking about, and it involved her granddaughter, who was in her early 20s, who had a brand new tattoo on the back of her shoulder. And then she would go around wearing clothing that would reveal that tattoo, and she was really proud of it. And so this church lady was saying something to the effect of, what am I supposed to do if I'm out in public with all of these women that have been through all sorts of groups with me and studies, and I've tended to all their needs, and they see me with that? What do I do? Well, I just gave a simple comment. I said, well, how about if you put your arm around your granddaughter and you say to your friend, this is my granddaughter, I'd like you to meet her.
So yeah, that's what a lot of religious people can't do. It just being a loving person. And again, I apologize for the sound. Does that sound any better? I don't know. No, I can't. I really don't know what's wrong with the audio, but I'll definitely look into it. Let me see. Religious narcissist. Okay, get rid of that. this. Okay, I did. I did that guy already. Okay, I found this, and I wanted to. I just wanted to show. I wanted to show a little bit of this, and then I'm going to get into the Krishna videos. But I found this, and yeah, everybody's telling me my sound is off, but I don't know what the problem is because everything looks good, and I'm really upset. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. So yeah, the dummy Yudas are here, and they're messing up my microphone. God damn it. Okay. I'm upset about my microphone not working. Here we go. Here's the next video. And I want you to, I just wanted to check out a little bit of this.
Scandals and extravagant lifestyle. This is the scandalous story of televangelist Benny Hinn. Tufik Benedictus Hinn, aka Benny, was born on December 3, 1952 in Jaffa, Israel, into a family of Palestinian, Greek, and Armenian heritage. In later years, he spoke about his mother Clemence and a dream she supposedly had the night before he was born. In it, she offered a rose to Jesus before being wrapped in a warm cloth. Benny would interpret this as something prophetic about him. Somehow chosen for a divine and spiritual purpose. Benny was raised in a large household with multiple siblings. In what he
There you go. There you go. Another fake fraud. Having a dream, or his mother had a dream. Everything. Hey, Rosana, how you doing? Good to see you, man. I'm sorry. I apologize for the sound problems. I'm having sound issues. I can hear you at the moment. Yeah, I checked it. I don't know what's going on. It's good that you can hear. So this Benny Hinn guy, this famous fraudulent estate healer, he had a dream. His mother had a dream, and he said, "Well, that dream means that I'm a fake." Somehow he had a dream. There's all these fakers and frauds with their dreams. Damn it, I'm telling you, there's these friggin' dreamers, man.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
Well, isn't that special?
Isn't that special? Isn't that special? Okay, so I want just for fun, I can laugh even more, and I'm gonna spread it around. I'm gonna spread the laughter around. It's these guys. It's these guys, and it's a special occasion because it's these two punks of flunks along with Harvard dumbass goes one. Perfect sound right now. I kind of jiggled the wire. Hey, jiggling the wires. That's what my dad used to do. He said, jiggle the wire, and I jiggle it, and it would work. And lo and behold, I jiggled it, and I guess it worked with it. Okay. Sound is good. Okay, so it must be this wire then, because that's all I did was I just jiggled the wire. Benny Hinn. Yeah, he is a big faker and a fraud and a cheater, and he got the calling from a dream. Okay, he got the calling from a dream.
I'm just a dreamer, but you are just a dream.
He probably did. He probably injured somebody. and then couldn't heal him. He's like, wait, I'm more injured than before. You were supposed to. I thought this was all fake, and now I got a bad back. It was like I came here and you're supposed to heal my arm, And now my back is broken. Like, what the fuck? That is too funny. So it's kaput again. See, I didn't do it. Is it good or not? I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, the sound went bad again. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I did before. You can tell me if we had it. Okay, we had. Very, very skinny. Is that? I don't know. I don't know. Give it a thumb. Okay, I'm thumping. Hey, Snargle, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Snargle. I know nobody was on. There is an echo on the mic now. I guess it's the wire. I guess it's the wire that's I don't know. I'll definitely check when this is over. Let me get to this. Let me get to this. This is a really good one here. Okay, did it? The mic is fucked up. Okay, let me see what I can do. Check this out while I work on mic. Okay, let's see what we can do.
Sure, Kostuba. The Wisdom of the Sages Patreon community is an incredible online yoga resource. If you like the type of yoga wisdom and culture we share on the show, then our Patreon community is a great next step. This is a listener-supported podcast, and any level of sponsorship will unlock a wide range of live and archived classes, talks, and even workshops.
Raghunath teaches, I teach, and we have a host of other excellent teachers on topics ranging. Did a fantastic job of translating the entire experience for everyone, and people were just really happy dancing and singing and just happy, and it was a wonderful event. So congratulations again to the two of them.
It's a new generations of parents. It's a new generations of priests. Everybody likes the priests.
People like priests. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Because our parents weren't as thrilled.
Probably not.
Our parents weren't kicking their heels together, crying at our. My parents. I think my family begrudgingly went to my wedding in the Laguna Temple. They were just like, "All right, we'll do it. That's our obligation. I'll wear the flower garland. Okay, that's enough. I'm not putting on the T-lock." It's a new generation.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So it was great. I think we also need to mention Lauren Baptiste is doing an Ayurveda thing. That's right, Mira? Is that right? Today?
Yeah, that's right. Right after the show at 9:30 a.m. and Ayurveda for summer workshop.
For summer, so you can just adjust your diet, adjust whatever you need to adjust for the summer.
Yeah, we're going to have to do something. We had a little we always have a pre-meeting with our special guest before the show, and our special guest, Hridaya Maharaj, is a Sanskrit PhD.
I don't know. Is this any better, you guys? Does this sound any better? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Generation of Jewish Stockholm syndrome. The accursed black magic. Yeah, I don't know. Is it sounding any better, or is it still bad? Someone let me know. Someone let me know, because everything says it's good, and I don't know why. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Why it doesn't sound good.
PhD from Harvard University. And I said, "Maharaj, what does Mara's name mean?" So we might have to, it came out, some things just don't translate well. the other way also. The other way. Mara.
Mara's name could mean anything you want. It could mean death and pestilence, or it can mean the goddess of love.
It could mean the goddess.
I guess it just depends on her mood.
It depends what you think. We're just going to call you Pestilence today. Is that okay? Because isn't Amara a name for Vishnu?
It means deathless, right?
Deathless.
Beyond death, yeah.
Amara.
Or like
We
Amrita.
just call you
like
Amara. Amrit.
But maybe I could read Maharaj's bio and we can bring him on. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. So
we are eager.
This very distinguished guest, Hridayananda Das Goswami, first discovered Bhakti Yoga in 1969 at a lecture given by Srila Prabhupada at the University of California, Berkeley. Later, as a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he served as an early pioneer of Bhakti Yoga in the Western world, particularly in Latin America, where he opened dozens of centers in over a dozen countries and organized the leading publishing house of Indian spiritual literature in Spanish and Portuguese. Upon the passing away of Srila Prabhupada, together with the team that he formed, he completed Srila Prabhupada's epic translation and commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam, which we read here every day on Wisdom of the Sages. Hridayananda Das Goswami received his PhD in Sanskrit and Indian Studies from Harvard University. Having published articles with Harvard University Press, University of California Press, and Columbia University Press, he recently published his dissertation as the 91st volume of the prestigious Harvard Oriental Series. He has taught at the Graduate Theological Union and at the University of Florida and has lectured at universities around the world. He is the author of the books Quest for Justice, Select Tales with Modern Illuminations from Mahabharata, as well as a comprehensive guide to Bhagavad Gita with literal translation. And his latest...
Hello. Yes. How are we doing? I don't know. Is that any better? Are we doing any better now? I do fix the sound card and yeah, okay. So I replaced the Indian Studies at Harvard University doesn't make your phone work. Exactly. How do I sound out there? Do I sound any better out there? I replaced some wires and I replaced the mic and some wires, so I still sound bad. You know what? I think it's the program. I would have to restart. I'm gonna have to restart then. I would have to end it and then restart. Should we do that? Because that's what happened last. That's what we did last time. That's what we did last time. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just. I'm going to try one more thing here.
book, which we want to discuss today as well, is a novel entitled Justin Davis. And beyond that, he is currently working on a trilogy of the Mahabharata, which is we're all eagerly awaiting. Welcome to the show, Hridayananda Das Goswami.
Welcome to the show, Maharaj.
Thank you.
I've really done nothing with my life. After
I know, I feel
bio.
really...
I was like, what am I doing with my life?
Didn't even go to college.
Okay, I really wanted to talk about this guy and his credentials, but if I sound like I'm underwater, I'm going to just go ahead and end this and start it up again. So should I? I'm going to. Okay, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and then I'm going to restart. I'm going to restart this. Let's see if we get this fixed. All right, everybody.